All right, while I wait on people to come in here, if you're watching the previous broadcast, guys, somebody asked in the Discord this morning on office hours, what are y'all using to stop the run? iForm Pro Strong Y off is killing me. Let me see. First off, what formations has iForm Pro and Strong Y off? I'm not sure. Let me go on Huddle real quick. What would have iForm Pro Strong Y off? All right, 49ers playbook. So let me pick the 49ers. And I'll just pick the Seahawks. What defensive playbook I need? 4-6. I still think 3-3-5 is a really good option for stopping the run. 3-3-5Y is really good for stopping the run. And playing good run D. So we're gonna go wide. All right. I'm gonna pick Tampa 2. I'm gonna start off with iForm Pro. I'm gonna start off with stretch. One, you want to shift your line to the towards the strong side of the run. So strong side is going to be wherever the tight end is. So we're going to shift our defensive line towards the run, and then we are going to crash up, and then we're going to stand on the weak side. Keep yourself in a zone. That way you can see the run, see where it's going. Actually, that cutback lane was supposed to be my job. Let me make sure I pull up this chat. Demon Time, how we doing, man? You all right? All right. So, playing the weak side. That way I got the weak side like so. Also, I'm a baseline kind of guy too. Baseline. Forgot I wasn't baselining. All right, so shift line. Now it's going to be even harder for him to get to the outside. And that same cut, if you guys notice, that same little gap when I wasn't baselining wasn't there when I baselined. All right, so your gaps and different things, your run shoots and stuff like that is going to be different. That was just poor stick by me. But as you can see, there isn't far for him to go. He can't go really far at all. All right. There aren't many lanes. I mean, hike the ball, computer. Can't go anywhere. I'm just following the running back, ready to go, ready to meet him at the cutback, wherever the biggest cut lane is. I mean, obviously he can cut it all the way back and go there, but that's not a realistic thing for him to do. I'm meeting him right here. That's the gap. The fullback's going to pick up the slot cornerback. I'm right here waiting. And because it's an RPO, my cloud flat isn't shooting it. If it wasn't an RPO, my cloud flat will meet that stretch in the backfield. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, where the RPO, if it wasn't an RPO, does this have a regular stretch? No, it does not. All right, but anyway, here goes dive. Larceny, what's good? Lord, what's going on? What's up with you? Everybody all right? And then if it's a dive, so you really just kind of sit on the weak side and really just kind of just watch and wait for what type of run it is. And these same rules are going to apply if it's a stretch, or I mean, no matter what the formation is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna shift the defensive line towards the strong side of the run of the formation, and then you are just gonna play weak side, and then you just fill the gaps and watch which run. Pay attention to which run it might be. Let's go. Let's have a power O. Does not. It does have a 26 duo alert. Watch the 26 duo alert be the best run ever. Watch, this is the best run ever. Watch, just watch. What'd I tell you? It still got blowed up though, but it still looked like a really solid run and a half. So that's the way that I will play those runs. Really kind of like that, just where I like 3-5 wide. You shift the line towards the strong side, and then, you know, play on the weak side. My man's Lawson in the building. Lucky J, what's good? Lordy, look who's 40. What's good? All right, so we got my man Madinger. He said, tell me some different tactics you like to play. Crossers. Yeah, so different ways I like to defend crossers. Okay, so there's a couple different methods that you can do for defending crossers, right? One thing you can do is I mean, they just hike the ball so fast, man. All right, this isn't a very good crosser. This isn't a very good crosser, but you guys are going to see what I mean. So one thing you can do is man him up. And then if you man him up and you have these flats, your flats on 30, one great user. What up, though? Yes, sir. So you have your flats on 30. So one thing I would probably do is kind of something like this. Maybe have your purples on 5 or 10. So this would be a solid adjustment against it. So now you have the crosser manned up. So you got a guy manned up on him, and then you got a 30 flat, which is going to make it harder for them to be able to fit a crosser in between over your 30 flat. A lot of times when they throw a crosser over your 30 flat, it's because they can pass lead it up. It's a lot harder to pass lead that thing when you got them manned up. So that's one thing I like to do. Also, another thing you can do is just have a 30 flat. You can just have your flats at 30. Have your cloud flats at 30, and then boom, there you have it. That's another thing you can do for guarding crossers. Just have your cloud flats at 30. I mean that's, I don't have it at 30 because we're in practice mode, but so you just got to envision it. But that's essentially what you would do, those type of adjustments. So those are two ways I like to guard crossers if I'm playing against crossers. That's two things that I would do to try to slow down some crossers, Madinger. Either man them up and have a flat. You want your outside. I prefer, especially if you run a 3-3-5 wide, I like to have my cornerbacks in my flats. However, if you're running a defense like Dollar or some of those formations where the safeties are really far back, you can put the safeties in flats, and they'll play really glitchy too when they're like super deep already. So that's another way that you can do it. Like come out and, like, you know, cover 3 hard flat or something like that. Or I mean, if you don't know how to adjust, but you know, all you gotta do is put your safety in the purple, shade down, and then shade over the top, or you can just shade down and your flat will play deep. So that's what you can do to try to take away those crossers. My man's John Paul Mangus, what's going on with you, man? Robert Barahona? Barahona? So Sam Levy, how do you stop those bombs when the offensive player streaks one receiver and other comes across on a deep post. Oh, and bombs. Okay. So what you would have to do, let me grab my second controller. Hold on. Let's get into a game. Let's get into a game, boys. Get into a game, boys. Let's get into a game, boys. All right, play now. We're gonna go to play now. That way we can mess with our zone drops. All right, so all right, so I'm assuming you are talking about like the bunch tight end bomb. Sam, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about when you say what you said. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. I'm just gonna pick the same playbook for both. Even though I need to, actually no, I'm not gonna pick the same playbook. Pick two different ones. I got Seattle on one, Indy on another. Those are two books, and two playbooks that are gonna be similar. I mean, what is this little defensive focus and offensive focus stuff do anyway, man? Oh man, what did I just do? Come on. All right, so turn accelerated clock off. And we're gonna turn the play clock off as well. But essentially what you want to do is you want to have your zone drop set, Sam Levy, and you want to be able to, I think who got ball first? Is it Indy? Yeah. No. It's Seattle. Okay, I got the right playbook. Okay. So you're talking about the PA boot over bomb. You can't, you have to have your zone drop set. So you go to coaching adjustments, set your flats. I mean, as long as they're set, it will stop in your zones from matching, right? So the key is you want to stop your zones from matching. So you got two options. You can either come out in a formation that has cover for a drop, like this right here. So I can come out and cover for a drop and make adjustments, and they won't be able to bomb me. So I can do this. And another thing I like to do is I like to have an outside third on that cornerback on the right. But like I said, if you don't know how to adjust, then all right, just leave it as is, and cover for a drop should do a really good job. So with cover for a drop, you shouldn't be able to get bombed because your inside quarter should do his job. But nope, because you know what the problem is? Because there's cornerbacks in the outside quarter. That's the problem. I don't know why I caught that. That was stupid of me. So you want to put that, by not having that cornerback in a, let me punt the ball. Let me punt the ball and then punt it back. By not having that cornerback in the outside third, he's not going to run back. He's going to sit because he's in the outside quarter. So he's guarding the outside quarter of the field instead of guarding the third. The third will run back and assist that inside quarter with guarding that bomb right there. So let's do it again. I got to punt the ball back. He ain't want to listen, Lord. You know, he ain't want to listen. All right, so let's do it again. Now you about to see the difference. But essentially, you either run a cover 4 drop or you have your zone drop set, and you do these adjustments right here. So what I like to do is baseline. I like baseline press defense. This cornerback here, over here, I want him in an outside third. Okay, this safety here over the top of the tight end, you want him in inside quarter. Everything you do on the left side does not matter. You can do whatever you want. I like these kind of adjustments here. These are the adjustments I would prefer. I don't run 3-3-5 normal. So, but if I was running a different defense, like a nickel 3-3-5 wide or another defense, this is kind of what my adjustments would look like if I anticipated a bomb coming. Okay. So, this is what it will look like. Oh, the wheel route makes it glitchy. I heard about the wheel route. All right, never mind. It's the best. Without the wheel route, most people don't put the wheel route, but if they put that wheel route, then the third, as you can see, is going to sit on the running back wheel route as well. So then they'll still be able to bomb you. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. What do you do? And then I just caught it like an idiot again. How do you stop crossing routes? Gino, that was the first thing. You're gonna have to go back. That was literally the first thing we just went over. So just go back and check the past broadcast of this. Yeah, if you see the wheel route, you got to go down there. You see the running back wheel route, you just got to say, forget it. But without the tight end, without the wheel route, it'll get covered. So I'll show you all that it'll get covered without the wheel route. But with the wheel route, GG's in the chat. You might as well just run. Just get back there. Just get back. Get your user back. Take it away yourself. So it just really just depends. Once you see that wheel route, you just gotta say, okay, I need a bill. I mean, yeah, you can always man him up too. That's always an option. But I'm assuming he just wants zone options, so I'm just giving him a zone option. But yes, you can just man up the post. Whoever the bomb guy is, just man him up. You don't have to play all out man, but you can just man the guy up. So. All right, once again, now let me show you one more time. Oops. All right. See, without the wheel route, you see your cornerbacks right there. You can't make that throw. That cornerback is trash too, by the way. That's a trash cornerback with very low rating, but you see he's there. So the wheel route from the running back, you see him, you need the bill. So that's really what you want to do. We're trying to guard that. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Sam Levy. Any tips on reading coverages post snap? Mangus, the best way to do it is to, just keep track of what's happening on the field. You want to look at the safeties. Like, it's just really, where does your eyes go first? The first place your eyes can really go, or should really go, is to the safeties. The safeties will tell you what the coverage is. If you see the two safeties split, then that means they're in cover 2. If you see one of the safeties roll down into a flat, he's in cover 3. So you really start with looking at the safeties. You can take a look at the safeties first, then maybe glance at the corners. But they'll all tell you. But first you want to really kind of, if you can make a really good decision pre-snap, then the post-snap isn't as important. It's important. It's really, really important. Don't get it twisted. But get really good at pre-snap. If you're really good at pre-snap, then you're not having to make that split second decision in the middle of a play while under pressure. So pre-snap is more important than post-snap, even though post-snap is really, really important. All right. Does anyone? Do you have any quick blitzes from nickel triple? I know there's a blitz out there. I don't have that playbook right now, but essentially, I mean, you can assume that this is nickel triple right here. Like the plays, I think the nickel triple is already set up for you to blitz out of, Robert. So it's like you don't even have to do anything. You can really kind of pick the play, like the nickel blitz play. I don't think it's called nickel blitz and nickel triple, but it's the play where the slot cornerback is blitzing already, and the linebacker's already in the gap, kind of how this linebacker here is in the gap, but it's on the opposite side of where the so it will be in nickel triple. It will be this linebacker in the gap instead of this one, and then all you do is pinch the defensive line, pretty much, and blitz them. You can either contain or not contain. Stand in the gap, or stand over the center, and then let them scream. But that's what you would do, and you would just pick the play where the cornerback is already blitzing, where the slot cornerback is blitzing already. That would be the play you'd want to run, Robert. I think it's called nickel blitz too. I'm not 100% sure. No, Gino, I literally just answered it just now. So yeah, for the post snap reads, you really want to look at the safeties. You want to look at those safeties and pay attention to what happens to them. Do they split? So like, all right, so let's say right now I'm about to make a read or a snap the ball, right? And look at the safety. So I would look at the safeties. You see how those safeties split like that? How they're splitting, and there's so much gap and space in between the two of them. You got to see that. So then you see them safeties. That tells you, oh man, they ain't cover two. You see that? You see all that space between those two safeties? That mean they're both guarding half of the field. So if they're guarding half of the field, the cornerbacks are in the flats. Now, don't get it twisted. Somebody can make some crazy adjustments and have their two cornerbacks in thirds. You know what I mean? They can do that. But that's not smart coverage, because then now they don't have anybody in the flats. So it's really just you watch the safeties, and the safeties will tell you everything. They'll tell you everything. Another thing that'll tell you everything, Mangus, go back. I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, Mangus, because you're around all the time. Record, stream, do whatever. Watch your post game highlights. Your post-game highlights are way too important, because that's where you really get better at it. Because then now, like right now, how I'm looking at the replay, once I look at the replays, now I can see, oh, this is cover two. Oh, and I ran X spot on this play. Oh, this is what happened. The flat, look, the flat's wide open. The flat is wide open right now. Okay, so against cover two, my flat's getting open. This tight end post is open. So like that's where the post-game highlights is. Don't just quit out of the game. Never just quit out of your game, because you're doing yourself a disservice. Go back and watch any highlight you can watch, but do yourself something even better. But what you can do that's even better for yourself is record your games or stream it, and make sure you have your past broadcast saved. That way you can rewatch it. Rewatch your gameplay. That's the only way you get better, is by rewatching. Like, you got to be strategic and thoughtful about how you're approaching the game. Does that make sense? More questions. 335 wide. How to stop PA boot over? Lil Dave, we just went over that. We just went over the adjustments for PA boot over just before you came in here. So go back and rewatch the past broadcast and check it, and you'll be able to see it. We literally just went over it. Stream your games. It's so important. Stream them, record it, whatever you can do. But you need to be able to have the footage so that you can watch yourself. It's hard because the game moves so fast. Like, it's fast. It moves fast. Before you know it, it's fourth quarter and the clock is hitting 0, and so much stuff has happened, and you've missed so many things. It slows down when you can go back and watch the film. Film study is everything. Three Sam Will Blitz. I don't run 3 Sam Will Blitz, and I'm assuming you're talking about in 3-3-5 wide. I don't even run this play. I never show anyone. I never like showing people like I'm not really a fan of showing obvious coverage. I never like to show cover 3 because sorry, I had to sneeze. But I don't like to show cover 3. You know, I don't want to show, oh, one safety high. I don't like my coverage being obvious unless I'm going to run this look the entire game. But then it makes it hard for me to, I now I can't run cover 2 because my safety is in the box. I like to be able to run, I like a disguised look. So I don't run anything that shows one specific look. I like for my safeties to both be high, 2 safeties deep. Now I can run cover 3, I can run cover 4, I can run 2-man under, I can run whatever I want to run. And you won't know what's happening until it actually happens. Big Mac, what's good with you? Reigns, what's good? So you won't know what's happening defensively until it actually happens. So I don't really run Mike Sam 3. I never run Mike Sam 3. Or 3 Sam Will, I should say. What I run is Mike Blitz 3. Mike Blitz 3, now you can't see that it's cover 2. I mean cover 3 until afterwards. Unless you know the tails for Mike Blitz 3. There's always going to be tails. So what I like to do is, one, I like to have my deep third safety. Always, I like to have him on the same side as my as wherever the slot receivers are. So wherever the receivers are stacked, so here, the bunch is on the left, I want my inside third here on the left. Flat from this safety. So what I would do is this. I would have my zone drop set to where I think my flats would be on like 30. So maybe something like this if I'm playing coverage, right? But if I'm going against bunch tight end, it changes. So it changes depending on what I'm going against. So against bunch tight end, it might look like this. Might look like that against bunch tight end because I don't want to get bombed. So I would probably set my zones to look like that against bunch tight end so I don't get bombed. So now I didn't have a tail on exactly what I was doing. I was able to kind of switch my adjustments up, kind of throw my opponent off a little bit, and really give him, a different look. My man, Dream Desires with the Prime Gaming sub. I appreciate you. You have a great day as well. I'm going to have an amazing day. Hopefully you have an amazing one as well. Perk the Whiskey, what's good? What adjustments did you just do there for that? So that was... So the adjustments I did was an inside quarter over the tight end, on the safety on the tight end side. And I think I had my zone drop set. So if I was going against bunch tight end, it would probably look something like this. That would be my zone drops right there. All right, and this will be the last time I do the bunch tight end adjustments. So this is what it is. So this safety here, he's in the inside quarter. This cornerback here, he's in a outside third. I mean, you know what the curl flat is. Deep half on this guy here. So now I'm prepared to not get bombed. So now you can't bomb me, And so I know where my weakness is. I know I only have a 5 flat on the right side on the tight end. So if anything is going over 5 yards towards the right side of the field, I probably need to run there. That's the weakest area of my defense right now. So that's the area where I know I need to lurk just in case something goes deep on that side, like a crosser or a post or something like that, a short post or a slant. I know that's my area to guard. Any other questions? Ed the Gamer, what's good? How you doing, man? You all right? Hey, Rupp, what's good? Mangus, I have no idea. I have never once picked up the game and looked at a camera angle. I don't know. I honestly have no answer for you, buddy. Default, whatever default is would be the answer for that. Zoom. Oh, Zoom is default? Got it. What's the best strategy to play man coverage? Are you talking about if you're like attacking man coverage as far as if you're the offense, or are you talking about how to run man coverage if you are the defense? Yeah, you can read coverages from tight formations. There's always little tails. Always. I mean, there's the obvious tails with cover threes and stuff like that, but there's always something. So like, all right, tight slots. Let's go. All right, so here we go. This is cover 2, right? Right now we're in cover 2. What you have to do is you got to get in practice mode. Whatever coverages that you're going against the most that gives you most trouble, go in practice mode, pick a tight formation, and then look at the little tails. So, all right, that's cover 2. All right, cover 3. It's obvious because there's one safety deep, but that ain't the part we're paying attention to. Do you notice where the cornerbacks are sitting? Cornerbacks stance completely changed. They're backed up a little bit more. When I was in cover 2, they stand further to the outside and they're lower down. Those are the little subtle details that you pay attention to. The cornerbacks are the alignment of how people stand is gonna tell you the coverage. So let me go to cover 4. Let's see what they're saying. You see how the cover 4 stands completely different than cover 2. See what I'm saying? Slot cornerback. Look, he's pressed. But this is cover 2 with the blitzing cornerback. There's little different. It's little subtle things. Subtle. It's very, very subtle. Sometimes things that'll tell you is little things like that. How when that linebacker right there just came down into the gap. Sometimes that's a tell. There's small tells. You just gotta pay attention to what it is. Sometimes that's a tell. Like, oh man, when this linebacker comes in, they're in, Sam Blitz 7. That he only does that when he's in Sam Blitz 7. Like, it's little things like that, but you won't know unless you're paying attention, unless you're super attentive when you're in the game, or unless you take it to practice mode. You'd have to go to practice mode and pick whatever formation it is that you run. There's tails for every formation. You can read coverages, pre-snap read, any coverage with your formation. You just have to go to practice mode. Can't be lazy. You gotta go in practice mode and just pick a formation. If the formation that you go against the most is dollar, go in practice mode, pick tight or whatever formation you run, and go through every coverage in dollar and look at every little detail. Every little detail. If you can't tell anything, you're not looking hard enough. If you can't tell the difference, then that means you're not looking hard enough and paying attention to the details, and you need to look harder. That would be my best bet. But you see, like right here, cover 4, cornerbacks are what, 5 yards off. they're 5 yards off. Cover 2, they're 3 yards off the line of scrimmage when they start. Now, you just got to pay attention because some people, they come out immediately and press the defense. So you got to look. You have to be coming out with the intention of reading the defense. You can't come out and just not be paying attention. You got to come out every single snap. Soon as you get to the line of scrimmage, and you have to be looking at the defense. You don't have to look at your players. You don't have to look at your hot routes. You don't have to look at anything else. You know what that stuff is already. You need to be looking at the defense so you can pick up like, oh, he in cover 2. He in cover 2. Let me set up the bomb, or let me do this. So that's the best thing for you to do. How do you counter super tackles? Spin them. That's it. All you gotta do is spin. I mean, you can either try to spin them or hurdle. Time it and hurdle. That's really. I mean, I'm not sure. I think you're talking about when people just dive. Yeah, you just gotta time it and then hurdle, and then you'll be able to try to counter them, or just spin them if you can. So yeah, the best strategy for playing man coverage while on defense. So it would depend. It depends on what formation you're going against. So like right here, I'm going up against tight, right? So what is a tight formation known for? Tight formations are known for corner routes. That's the most dynamic route in tight formations, corner routes. Okay, so I might want to have a purple here, and I might want to have my zone drop set to 15 or 20. It depends on the formation. So it really depends on the formation. So I might want to have this corner out here. I mean, this guy here in a 15 flat, right? So now both corner routes are taken away. They can't hit me with a corner route to either side. Then they might have a skinny post. So I might want to have a inside third in the middle, just in case, to go deep. But I am shading over the top right now, just so that I can have my flats over there. If you don't want to shade at all, then you just put purples and set your purples to 15. And so this would be a way you can attack it. There's nobody guarding Y, so that's my job to guard Y. You see that corner route is taken away. I mean, that right there is just a route bounce. But you see, we took away the corner route. So it really depends on the formation on how to play man coverage. The best man coverage is going to be with less deep zones. The best man coverage is always going to be the less deep zones you can have on the field, the better man coverage you're going to play. However, with no deep zones, that means you're more susceptible to getting bombed and beat over the top. So that's something that you have to account for. But if you can take away the corner routes, the post routes, the routes that get to the sideline, that's really what you want to take advantage of, because then you can kind of sit in the middle of the field with your user and everybody's manned up, and you'll probably be able to give your opponent trouble. You need to be able to get some pressure from your defensive line if you're going to do that. And then sometimes you might have to do like a cover 0 blitz or something like that to get some pressure as well. If you're trying to get pressure, if you're blitzing them, you definitely don't want to shade up. You want to press them. You want to press. You do not want to shade over the top, because you're making yourself vulnerable to quick slants and stuff like that, because none of your cornerbacks are going to blitz. David and other dude. Oh, I thought y'all was spamming it. Never mind. Jay Denise, how we doing? CJ, what's good? All right. Envy me. Yes, you can read out of it. Same thing I was just saying to them. Take it in practice mode. And the most common formations, defensive formations you're going to go against if you're in tight doubles, or period. If you're in any type of set that has 3 receivers in it, you're going to go against dollar. You're going to go against nickel, 3-3-5 wide. Go in practice mode. Pick those formations and go through the common coverages that you're going to go up against, and then you'll be able to see the little tails. You just got to kind of scroll through the plays. Is Power Eye Strong still in Madden? Yes, it is, Ty. I think it is. It's in. I'm about to check for you right now. I'll tell you in a second. I'm going on HuddleGG. you can check this wonderful tool out on HuddleGG as well. Go to HuddleGG, go to the playbook tab, and it has all the answers that you will need right here on HuddleGG. You can go straight to playbooks. I know I saw it in a playbook this year. It might be in a specialty playbook. It might be in a specialty playbook. Yeah, Power Right Strong. It is in the Run Heavy playbook, Power Run playbook. That's the playbook you can find it in. Yeah, that's the playbook you can find it in. All right. Best play in trips tight end. I don't know. Probably PA counter go, because it has a stock crosser on it. Either PA counter go or yeah, PA counter go would be it. That'll probably be the best play. Best abilities in your offense on gun trip sight in. You definitely want to have a deep out elite on your crosser guy, the guy that runs your crossing routes. You want to have a deep out elite on him. I would say that for sure. Everything else is optional. Verticals is definitely good too. But put deep out elite on your crosser guy. That's for sure. Make sure you have a deep out elite on that guy. All right, and then we got my man's 5Y asked, any good match coverages for stopping crossers from under center? I'm not a fan of match coverage. I'm not a fan of match coverage at all. I don't think it's wise. Just because you never really know what your match is going to do. But you do know, like, okay, the inside quarters, I believe it's the safeties that are going to match on them. So I would probably say this: if I ran match and I wanted to run match against under center, it doesn't, honestly, 5Y, it really doesn't matter. It depends on the formation too. You got to be a little bit more specific, because it's going to, what you need to do with your match coverage against under center crossers is going to be dependent on what formation you're going against. Because the adjustments you would do for single back trips crossers, and it depends on which person is running a crosser. It's really complicated to assume. So I'm going to give you this answer. Look at what I said about crossing routes at the beginning of this stream. Go back and rewatch this past broadcast. It is not a match adjustment. I'm going to tell you this: don't run match, because I don't have an answer for you, because it's very dependent on who's running the crossing route. Because if it's three receivers, if it's the inside slot guy, what you would do for match coverage to match that guy is different than what you would do for the slot receiver that's closest to the left tackle. So it would just depend. It would depend on which formation. Yes, Ty. The gen doesn't change which playbooks has. The playbooks don't change. Current gen, next gen, doesn't matter. They all got the same playbooks. Only difference is the gameplay. Acrobat is always going to be the play. Acrobat is the play for sure. What do you mean, Ed? You can't make a user run faster on next gen, by the way, CJ. It used to be you press A, like you spam A, it used to be the speed burst glitch, but they patched that, so you can't do it no more. So there's nothing you can do to make your user run faster. Yeah, 5Y, it's too complicated of an answer, because it would depend on it really does depend on the formation you're going against and which guy is running the crosser, on how you would run match coverage versus a crosser. So that part is going to be very dependent. But the adjustment that I broke down at the beginning of the stream, that one is, it doesn't matter. Those adjustments are going to be the adjustments no matter where the crossing route is coming from. So I would say try those adjustments. The best D-line X factor, QJY asks for the best D-line X factor. Oh man, what is that thing called? I can't think of it. The one that Fearmonger is probably the best one. I would probably say Fearmonger is the best one. And Ed, what do you mean by staying in two formations? You talking about offense or defense? Yeah, I'm Acrobat over Pick Artist any day of the week. Acrobat is, I mean, they animate at a different level than any other ability. The blitz is out 3-3-5 wide. All right. I mean, the blitz out 3-3-5 wide is simple. You just blitz them. You blitz them and contain. Blitz them, contain. Stand in the gap. You can hit the line. You want to get aggressive? Hit the line. Crash up. Spread the defense line. Crash up. Make sure your linebackers are blitzing. Contain. RB or R1. Then RB and R1 or R1 again to contain. Stand in that gap. Loop. The blitz is going to loop like that. You want to send some more people? Then blitz the slot cornerback as well. If you're feeling froggy, go ahead and blitz that slot cornerback as well. So you can do something like this if you want. You're feeling froggy, go ahead, send the slot cornerback too. But I don't recommend sending the slot cornerback unless it's like this situation here, 4th and 27, 3rd and 27. I don't think you should, really blitz that slot cornerback in 3-3-5 wide unless it's like super long distance. Because you're going to get pressure with just sending 5. You're going to get decent pressure sending 5. Oh, on offense. Got it. Yeah, I only run 2 formations. I just run between bunch or tight slots. I auto between those two. I try not to run too many formations because the more formations you run, in my opinion, the more inconsistent you're going to be with your reads because repetitions. The game when it comes to being good on offense is more about repetitions than people realize. Repetitions and condensed. You want your offensive play calls to be condensed because now you get more reps. You get to see this one play more and more and more. So now you start to learn little nuances like, once this slant gets to this part here against this adjustment, I can throw it. Or but you don't know that if you don't run it over and over. If you don't get enough reps in it, the more reps you get with it, the better you get with the little plays you can make, when you can throw it, when you can't throw a pass, all those things like that. So I try not to run too much or too many formations or too many plays because you want to get as many reps as possible. How to stop the quarterback from running out the pocket? Contain. You want to contain. RB or R1 to contain. You want to contain them. That's the only way you can keep them. Even then, sometimes, it's really hard to keep your opponent from getting out the pocket. But if you aren't containing your defensive line or your cornerbacks or whoever, if you aren't containing, then you're never going to keep your opponent in the pocket. AK Jizzle, what's good with you, man? You ready to pop up today? Are you in the tournament? I run zone the most. And I will sprinkle in man coverage. So I'll sprinkle in man coverage on like a big down. So I might sprinkle in man coverage on a big down. Let's say it's 4th and 2. I don't do it on a big down like a 3rd and 20, a 3rd and long, or 4th and long. I don't do it on those downs. I don't do it on downs where it's a lot of yards. I'll do it on shorter distance situations, where it makes a little bit more sense. I do it on those situations because it makes a little bit more sense to do it where, like, short distance, 4th and 5, 3rd and 5, something like that. That's where I'll consider going man coverage. But for the most part, I really run zone all game long, nonstop. I really don't change it. And then I might run zone and man someone up. So I'll run like a combo coverage where I broke down earlier when I was breaking down the crossers, where I might man up a crossing route or something like that. But I don't really run too much man. Fine, what's good? Hey, Lucky J, no doubt, I got you. Since trips is so popular, why don't we have a playbook on it? There is no guide up for. I'll have to talk to the guys, man. Let them know, man. The people want trips. I thought there was a trips one up there. I could swear there was. But yeah, Jonas, I do more of I mix it in. Hey, no doubt, Ed. I wanted to get up here. We got the tournament today. We have a tournament today, man. It's a big day. It's important. It's a big day, man. So, there's a tournament today. If you guys are not aware, so be on the lookout on Twitch. I won't be streaming my games. I will not be streaming my games. So you guys won't be seeing my games, but I'm pretty sure a bunch of people will be streaming today. So be on the lookout on Twitch, YouTube, wherever people stream at. Be on the lookout for those tournament games. All right, rapid fire, last questions, because I got to get up out of here so I can take this last hour to get my mentals right and go ahead and get ready to prepare and be ready for this tournament. So I can perform, because this is the last dance, chat. Oh, by the way, Vic, I appreciate your statement earlier. If you're still in here, Vic, I appreciate you, man. I did see it. I just want you to know I did not skip past what you said in the chat. I appreciate what you said, man. That's love. Brent, appreciate you, man. Real, I appreciate you, bro. Why do competitive people barely stream? Because you give your opponent an advantage on you. Like, think about this. Just the little thing that I just said. If the little thing I just said about what I do with man coverage, the question you just asked me about man and zone. Think about that. I just told, if my opponent is in here, I just told him what I do when I will run man coverage. It's probably going to be on a big down, third and short, 4th and short. He now knows that. If I was playing and I was streaming a tournament game and he's watching me and he sees me do it, he now knows, oh snap, he likes to go man coverage. He doesn't run man coverage ever, but he might run it in this situation. He might run it in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things like that. That's the reason why. I don't know if my opponent, he could be, Gino. I don't know. He could be. But I don't really care, obviously, because I just said it. I'll tell him again. Big down, 4th and 2 for the game. I'm in man coverage. You better have a dot. You feel me? I don't really care. But that's the thing, man. Gino, your opponent might have that kind of advantage on you. That's the reason why competitive players don't like to stream. It's little things that will give your opponent an edge over you if you're streaming and stuff like that. So that's the only thing. But at the same time, I just want to focus. I want to be able to lock in and be completely focused on the game. I have been locked in and focused all year. Yes, Lord, it's the last dance, my brother. This MCS season is the last dance for sure. So yeah. Why do I prefer zone over man? This is why. I'm glad you asked that question. That gives me something to end the stream on. Here's the reason why I like zone over man. Man is good because you have a hat on a hat. You have everybody is on someone, right? With zone, you kind of have to. You got to be able to throw it into an area, right? You got to be able to throw it into an area of the field and hit the creases and stuff like that. With man, a lot of times like you give up too many 15-yard plays, 15 yards here, 20 yards here, 30 yards here. It's too tough because your man can get beat. And it's like I can just do little things to push. And right here, with this play here, 4 guys are going to be, I'm sending 5 people out. 4 of them are going to be open. 4 people are going to be open on this play because it's man coverage. All 4 guys would not be open. And well, sheesh, never mind. If this was Mutt, he would have been open. That dude sucks as a route runner. These dudes suck as route runners. But this guy would have been open. If this was Mutt, he would have been open. He was still open, actually. He's open. This guy would have been open right here. I mean, actually, like he was about to start getting, separating. But if he was a better route runner, he would have been open a lot faster. Tight end, he's open. Running back, open. That's 4 guys open. That's never happening against zone. It's never going to be that many people open. It's easy pickings against man coverage. It's easy pickings. So that's the one issue. A 3-rec can definitely, cause some problems. He can sit in the middle, but it's not going to stop all these routes from being open. There's too many man beaters. Man coverage isn't that powerful this year in this year's game to where it's not powerful enough to. It's too easy to beat it. There's too many routes that beat man coverage. Too many routes that beat man coverage. What tournament is today? The wildcard tournament starts today. So the wildcard tournament starts. The MCS wildcard tournament starts today. $75,000 to first place. So yeah, man, you guys be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout to see me at the actual live event. What happens after this last dance, Ed? I just focus more on the content only, and maybe hit the booth. Maybe I hit the booth with my man's one great user. Who knows? So, but it's too hard to do all of it at once. So look, man, I love you guys. Everybody have a blessed weekend. Have a blessed Saturday. I will see y'all next Saturday at 11 a.m. Y'all be here, all right? Make sure y'all in here. Appreciate y'all, though. Hopefully I answer everybody's questions. If you're in the YouTube chat, go to my Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/BugattiBooks. Your boy will be more focused on the content. Like I said, it's tournament time. Once the tournament's over with, what you need clarification? What you need clarification on, Lord? Matter of fact, hit me in the Discord. Type me in the Discord. I got you. I'll answer whatever question you got. But yeah, whatever you guys need, man, appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe out here. Stay out of trouble. Don't do nothing